Hi, welcome to Little Language Lab. Today we're going to be talking about how you can use everyday objects and fit for use toys to help develop your late talking toddler's language skills. In this series, I'm going to be showing you how to work on a variety of different language skills using what you already have to play with. So I'm going to be thinking about how we can develop following direction skills, imitation skills, verbal speech and vocabulary, expanding on language, concept development, and answering questions. So each of these kind of skill areas will be talked about and will be linked in the timeline so that you'll be able to skip around depending on what you're working on with your child. Our first task is to understand where your child is at in terms of their kind of development. If they are not yet saying single words and you want to work on imitation skills, please check out my website, littlelanguagelab.com. I have a resource all about imitation that should be very helpful to you. So say your child is at the imitating actions with objects phase of imitations. I would get out some objects that they like, and then I would practice some imitation with them. So object imitation can look like this. So making the object hop, or making Daniel Tiger run, or making the bulldozer move. Usually with this, I like to have at least two, so get two cars that would fit inside of your lockbox and go, time to park in the garage. So I really like to practice knocking with this toy. Knock, 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 or you can hit the doorbell. This is awesome for imitating play sounds. Ding dong, knock, 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 open. Then I like to practice imitating a wave. So a communicative gesture like waving. So, hi, if there's something in there, which there should be, you should have pre-put some things in there. Hi dinosaur. Here's an opportunity to imitate a play sound. Roar! If you're working at the imitation level of filling in during verbal routines, this is one I really like to do with this toy. I'll say, knock, knock, knock. And then I wait and see if they'll fill in open. You can do this with your own front door. If you had it with the pod container, you would do knock, knock, knock. Open. Just like that. I have a variety of just simple objects, and I'm going to show you how I would work on imitating play sounds. So say you had a spider inside. Then I would model and have your child imitate ah! With a chicken, bok bok. With a bulldozer, or beep beep beep. With a dinosaur, rawr. This is Oh the Owl from Daniel Tiger. So if your child likes Daniel Tiger, then I would practice hoo hoo. If you had some blocks, I would probably do more than just two, but I would practice boom, knocking it over. If you had a pom-pom inside, you might take it out and practice yay or woohoo by blowing. Woohoo! Woohoo! That kind of thing. Some vocabulary words that I would use while modeling just playing with this toy is knock, 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 door, open, hi, the vocabulary of whatever is inside. I would work on ding dong, close, lock it. Most of my kids need help, so practicing the word for help, put it in, lock, or turn, twist, open, who is it, what is it? Those are some of the words that I would model while playing with this toy. If your child is working on expanding from single words, then I would use a lot of expansions. So say they found a spider inside of the house and they said, oh, spider. Then you would model back to them a spooky spider, or a purple spider, or a scary spider, or it's a spider. So your real goal is to expand on what they've said. Say your child is at the single word level and they found Oh the Owl and they say owl. Then you could model words like Yeah, it's an owl. Or the owl says hoo hoo. Or the owl is blue. Or I like the owl. Or the owl is flying. You can model all sorts of different things beyond just owl. Or yes, that's an owl. Or the owl says hoo hoo. If your child is working on following directions, I usually like to start with just one object. We can add more as their skills develop. So I would give a direction like put the chicken in or put it in. Then I would wait. I give 5 to 7 seconds in between giving a direction and repeating myself or providing another prompt. So typically I like to say put the chicken in, wait, 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 and then model a gesture for where it should go. So put the chicken in. If they still don't do it, then I'll show them how to do it in a fun way that gets them interested, like bark, 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 and then put it in. So once you've done that, then you say your turn, put the chicken in, and if they do it, celebrate. Yeah, the chicken is in. Say I had this little alligator guy, then I would say, oh man, the alligator's hungry. Put the chicken in. He wants to eat the chicken. Then I might show them or ask them to do it first. Put the chicken inside the alligator's mouth. And sometimes I'll like capture them. That's a really fun way to make it more interesting. And so we'll make a little screaming sound effect. Or as they're putting it in, I'll close it so that they can't get it in. That makes it fun too. Might put a few objects out that are interesting and see if they can kind of get rid of the extraneous stuff. So put the bunny in versus putting the chicken or the bulldozer. As I'm modeling, it's important to model in an interesting way. So say I had a bunny and I was putting the bunny in and I was showing the child how to follow the direction first. Then I might go hop, hop, hop. As I'm doing it, I'm showing them some words that they could say or adding some interest into the play, hop, hop, hop. Or I could sing a little song like hopping, 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 hop, 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 hopping, 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 now I stop, now I stop. If your child is working on following directions and is starting to do more complex directions, like two-step directions, this is how I would do it. I would say, okay, put the bunny on top of the house and the chicken inside. So see if they can do that two-step. If they're not able to do it, then I would break it down to just one step and make sure that they're really successful with that before expanding. So put the bunny on top. Okay, now put the chicken inside. And then see if they can do it if I put them together. Put the chicken on top and the bunny inside. Chicken on top, bunny inside. So say your child is able to put it in, then you could also work on other basic concepts like on. You could have 2 different sized chickens. You could have a big one and a small one. By 3, kids will understand size concepts like big and little. 3-year-olds should also understand concepts such as on and in. And if they're not yet, then that's something that I would work on. If your child is 4 or older, you could start working on some quantitative concepts like put one of the toys in or put all of them in. If you're working on asking questions and answering questions, you could put one in and practice the very simple who is inside. Or if you have non-animal, non-people, you could say what is inside. I like to play a little guessing game with this. So I'll put something inside, close it up and say, what do you think is inside? Usually I'll show them the options first, but if a kid is a little bit older, then I'll do something completely random and they have to hone in and guess what it could be by going through categories. I'll say, okay, what do you think is inside? And they'll say, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, let's look at our visuals for categories and use that as a way to hone in on what it could be. So I might have a category picture of animals and vehicles and furniture and clothing. And then they will ask, okay, is it clothing? And I'll say, nope, it's not clothing. Is it a vehicle? Yep, it's a vehicle. Oh, is it something that you fly in? Nope. Is it something that you drive? Yes. Is it a car? Mm-mm. Is it a work vehicle? So we'll go through the questions. This is really great for older kids like kindergartners and beyond. Another thing I love to do with this toy is put puzzle pieces inside of the box. So I like to hide a few inside And we'll play that guessing game, like, okay, which one do you think it is? And they might guess, and then I'll say, okay, do you want a hint? And then I'll make this sound effect. So I'll be like, and see if they can figure out that way. If they say, I think it's the ship, what we'll do is we'll go knock, 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 open. Oh, it's not the ship. What is it? And we'll practice answering a question. It is the car. Then they get to complete the puzzle this way. I love using puzzles like for kids who are really into alphabet and numbers. I'll use an alphabet puzzle and put them inside of here, and we'll get to work on all of the skills of knock, 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 open, what do you think it is, those kinds of things, while also using something that they really love, like letters and numbers. If my child was working on verbs, then I would get a couple objects like a chicken and a bunny and a spider, and I would practice some verbs that I can easily model, like hop, 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 or run, or I might do fly. The chicken is flying, or the bunny is hopping, or the spider is crawling. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about how you can support your toddler or preschooler's language development, please check out my website, littlelanguagelab.com. I've got a course for parents that gives you the strategies you need and more ideas just like this one for how you can use play and routine to help them develop their language skills. Until next time, have fun playing.